What's going on? It's Astronaut H, and this is the What More Do You Want Network. Now, in this video, I will be discussing tonight's game between the Chicago Bulls and Boston Celtics. And of course, if you watch any video like this or listen to any video like this, you know this is my Bulls report. Now, the Chicago Bulls are coming off some less than stellar performances lately. And, that's been causing fans to feel certain ways about certain things, whether it's Billy Donovan, can Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan actually work? Is Zach LaVine's contract being what it is the cause of him not playing to a full potential? The rest of Zach LaVine, Lonzo Ball, it's so many different things. Why their record the way it is, and I can honestly say after tonight's game, I am a little at ease because watching tonight's game, it let me know firsthand that the Bulls will be fine. The Bulls will be fine because after losing, in the manner that they did lose in their last game, and like I said, the rumblings, trade rumors, whatever, you've been hearing lately, and me as a fan, I was like, okay, don't listen to any analysts. Don't listen to any of those reports or rumors or anything like that. I'm going to see what they do in their next game. So tonight, the Bulls, they came out, and I feel like perimeter defense still needs work. I'm going to continue to say that because in a game where, you go up against the Celtics and Tatum and Brown, and they're going up to apply pressure all night long. And I feel like the perimeter defense still needs to be addressed. I'm not going to go into detail and talk about how much Lonzo Ball is missed. We already know that. We already know about, his facilitating and things of that nature. So I'm not going to go in about that issue with Zoe not being there for the perimeter defense. But the three ball was falling a lot early for the Celtics. But what I can say is I've seen the Bulls shoot well, but tonight I've seen them shoot great. I'm gonna be honest. Let's start with DeMar DeRozan first and foremost. He shot the ball very, very well tonight, and I'm going to get into his stats as far as shooting from the perimeter tonight. But Zach was very aggressive early on, and I was glad to see that because after that game versus Orlando and how people felt like he couldn't have a bad game, or the bad games was piling up, so to speak. And I just felt like give the man some slack. The summer is where you can ramp yourself up and things like that. And Zach was, for the first time, he was able to actually get some work in during the summer. So I wasn't expecting him to come out like gangbusters to start the season, averaging 30 or anything like that, especially with the Bulls were kind of holding him back at the beginning of the year. So for him to have a couple bad games, it's not something that we should be complaining or crying about. I could understand if the man was averaging 10, but he's not. So I get what people are saying, but cut the man at least a little slack. But he was very aggressive early on at the start. DeMar DeRozan looked like he was in mid-season form tonight. I'm talking about last year when we remember him, hitting back-to-back game winners and looking like an MVP candidate. And he looked like that tonight. And again, when you play teams of a caliber where you more than likely, depending on your seeding in the playoffs, will see a team like a Boston, you want to avoid them. You want to avoid them at all costs until at least the second round. But the Bulls showed tonight that they can, go toe-to-toe with some of the better competition of the Eastern Conference. But also, let me not forget a few things, about the game. And like I said, the Bulls were up basically a large portion of this game. You know, the Bulls were leading by double digits at times of this game. And like I said, you want to see that versus this level of competition. You want to see your star show up in games like this versus the Celtics. Because again, what if you do face these opponents? But what I can say is the Bulls defense tonight, you know, it was a lot of layups. They were allowing guys to get to the rim with ease. You know, they were allowing guys to cut with ease. They were allowing a lot of open 3-point shots. And again, that's one area, or two areas, I should say, that need to be addressed as soon as possible. Another area that I feel like needs to be addressed is the 3-point shooting. But I'm going to get to that as this video goes along. Vucevic wasn't as aggressive as I would have liked tonight. I would have liked to see him get the ball and really do damage. Like when Horford was not in the game or cross-matched and he was up against, or Vucevic was being guarded by Marcus Smart or Jaylen Brown or Grant Williams, it's like he'll take 2 dribbles and pass it. I mean, granted, he'll pass it to the open man, which is great. You want to see that in the flow of the game of basketball. But Vucevic should be getting paint touches and abusing these smaller guards and these smaller wings when they're going up against him one-on-one. Now, Patrick Williams tonight he had one of his better games of the season. I believe he scored somewhere around 17 points tonight. Hit a big 3 in the beginning of the game. And that's what you want to see. Like, that's what you want to see from a player like Patrick Williams. He doesn't have to score 25, 30. I mean, if that was on the table for him, then cool. But you have a Zach LaVine. You have a Vucevic. You have a DeMar DeRozan. So, you know, you could just get your points in when you can get your points in. Tonight, I felt like the bench could have lifted a little more. I don't believe Dragic scored tonight, but Drummond did come in, add some good minutes. Kobe White did come in, add some good minutes. So, I mean, it wasn't all lost. But again, like I said, you want to see guys come in and uplift. But again, the energy from Javonte Green, that's always a plus. Now, the Bulls ultimately were leading big in this game. But again, I feel like they were letting their foot off the gas at points and times in this game, letting their foot off the gas, so to speak, and allowing Boston to creep back into the game, so to speak, sometimes. But one thing I can say about tonight, the Bulls did not give up a 30-point quarter, which is always a good thing. You know, when the Bulls do give up those 30-point quarters, that's nothing, that spells nothing but disaster for them. So that's another thing that I liked about tonight's game. You know, just seeing the Bulls come out with a sense of urgency versus, again, one of the better teams of the league, and come out and just, you know, play their game and ultimately come out on a winning end tonight. And the Bulls did win tonight, 121-107. This is the third time this season, not counting, well, if you want to count the preseason, this is the third time that the Chicago Bulls beat the Boston Celtics. That's once in the preseason and twice in the regular season. And if you want to talk about what the Bulls did versus, you know, the better teams of the league last year, the Bulls looked like they were outmatched versus some of these teams last year. You know, you look at the games that the Bulls played the Nets, and they played the Bucks, and they played the Celtics and the Sixers and things like that. And the Bulls just looked outclassed and outmatched. And tonight just wasn't one of those nights. And I applaud, you know, Billy Donovan, the coaching staff, and also the players for the way things turned out tonight. I mean, what more can you honestly ask for in a game where, you know, like I said, coming off a loss to Orlando, you know, a 3 by Jalen Suggs at the end of the game, and, you know, you turn around and you make it work in your next outing. You know, what more could you ask for? The Bulls shot 51% for the game, 14 of 29 from 3. That's 48%. 15 of 20 from the free throw line. They actually had 51 rebounds, 26 assists, you know, 10 steals, 11 turnovers. So they kept the turnovers down tonight, which is great. 44 points in the paint. Now, when you turn over a team, they turned the Celtics over 15 times tonight, and points in the paint for the Celtics was only 34. The Celtics game tonight was predicated around the 3-point shot, and they shot 19 of 50 and shot 38% from the field. And they actually went 38 of 87 from the field with 43% for the game. As far as stats go with the Bulls, DeMar DeRozan had a great game. 35 minutes he did play, 28 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Patrick Williams played a great game, 17 points, 4 rebounds. He didn't have any assists tonight. Vucevic put in 35 minutes with 13 rebounds and 12 points. I would have liked to see Vucevic score somewhere into the 15 to 20 range, but he wasn't able to do that tonight. It wasn't, catastrophic that he didn't score in that range, but you want to see him get way more touches in the paint than he did tonight. As far as Io, he did play 36 minutes tonight, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. I want to see Io, if I want to say something about him, I want to see Io get back to what he was doing early in the year. It looked like he was more comfortable and in the free flow of the game early in the season. So I do want to see him get back into that. So hopefully, as the season progresses, because I feel like he will be the starting point guard for the rest of the year. So hopefully, as the year progresses, he gets back into doing what he was doing early in the season. So Zach LaVine did play 34 minutes tonight, had 5 rebounds and 5 assists with 22 points and a big dagger 3 at the end of the game that just added the exclamation point to the game, which was great. Alex Caruso had 10 points, a couple big threes for him too. 29 minutes, 4 assists, 1 rebound. Kobe White in 14 minutes had 9 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. Andre Drummond off the bench, 12 rebounds, 5 points, 1 assist. Javonte Green with 3 big rebounds, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 8 points, and of course always add the energy. And the Bulls did win tonight, so that's a good feeling to start the week. Granted, the Bulls do come out in their next game, and that will be Wednesday versus the Milwaukee Bucks. That's going to be a big test. Of course, everybody knows what Giannis and all those guys over there are capable of. This is a central opponent, so I'm definitely geared up to see what the Bulls do in their next outing. Let me know what you guys think of tonight's game. Did you watch? Did you tune in? If not, Bucks fans, Bulls fans, Celtics fans, let me know your thoughts on tonight's game. Do you guys see the Bulls hitting that next gear in their next wave of games to give themselves something to lean on going into the next month of the season? Let me know. Don't be shy. Drop some comments down in the comment section. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can know anytime a video is being uploaded to this channel. It's Astronaut H. This is the What More Do You Want Network, and I catch you guys on the next video.